Right. So when disubstituted phenol, let us take meta-substituted phenol. When meta-substituted phenol undergo electrophilic substitution reactions, important, electrophile do not substitute. Electrophile cannot substitute on carbon atom which is present between two substituent group. What is the meaning of this? Right? When meta-disubstituted phenol undergo further electrophilic substitution reaction, then in such case, electrophile do not substitute between two substances. It means, let us take one example, mononitration. I will take first example, mononitration of 3-methyl phenol. The same example given inside textbook, 3-methyl phenol. Let us take mononitration of 3-methyl phenol. Okay. Now let us take, it is a methyl, 3-methyl phenol. Let us take methyl here, which is undergo mononitration. The meaning of mononitration is only one nitration, one nitro group get substituted. Where in nitration reaction, NO took place is electrophile, which is already we have studied. Right. Come on, tell me. Now, this NO to electrophile, it may attack at ortho position, this para position. We have studied because this OH group is a ortho para directing group. Since OH group is ortho para directing group, this OH group may allow the NO2 to attack at ortho position. Any of these two? This OH group may allow the NO2 to attack at para position, but this OH group never allow the NO2 group to attack at meta position. This we have studied. Now come on, tell me, this NO2 may attack at any one of this ortho and para. But here it is observed that the product is only these two. That is one. NO2 may appear on para position. NO2 may also get attached at this ortho group. This side ortho position, but not this side. So here meaning is this: electrophile do not substitute on carbon atom which is present between two substances. Here see, this is one substituent, this is another substituent. In between these two there is this carbon. It means electrophilic substitution do not take place on this carbon. It is due to steric hindrance. That's what product. Now in product, NO2 it is not coming here, NO2 is not coming here also. That's what NO2 may attack here, NO2 may attack here, but not these positions. This is due to steric hindrance. That is mononitration of 3-methyl phenol. Let us take one more example. This is a mononitration. Let me take it is a dinitration. Dinitration of, same example, 3-methyl phenol. Let us take dinitration of 3-methyl phenol. In dinitration, as we know, take the 3-methyl phenol. It is phenol. Here is 3-methyl, and which is undergo dinitration. In dinitration, 2NO2 group has to be substituted. Right. When two group is has to substitute, we know that this is ortho position, this is ortho, and this is para. It means NO2 may substitute here, or here. In three positions are there. But here NO2 never substitute or never attack on this ortho position which is present between these two substituents. Therefore, what happened? Even though there are two nitro groups may attack with this para position, this ortho position but not here. Right, so therefore the product is this. Where NO2 may come this side ortho and this is para, but not in between two substrate TNT. Right, so this is the mononitration and dinitration of phenol. So this is nitration of phenol. Next is bromination of phenol. In bromination of phenol also we have two brominations. Let us take first bromination is phenol reacts with bromine in less polar solvent. Second bromination is phenol reacts with bromine in more polar solvent like water. Let us see. So there are two bromination. I repeat it again. Bromination in less polar solvent. Bromination of phenol in more polar solvent like water. Let us take first one is bromination in less polar solvent. Right here. In bromination in less polar solvent, here is bromine or phenol reacts with the bromine. Right, this is the phenol. Write words first. Right, so phenol reacts with bromine in less polar solvent like carbon disulfide, even chloroform. In less polar solvent like CH2, carbon disulfide or chloroform. It forms two products, orthobromophenol and para-bromophenol. To form orthobromophenol and para-bromophenol. So these two are the products. So therefore, let us take phenol. Right? It is a phenol. Phenol reacts with bromine in presence of CH2 0 degrees, or even you can take chloroform also, less polar solvent. Right, in presence of less polar solvent, here bromine get substituted at ortho position, which is called orthobromophenol, and bromine may get substituted at even para position also, which is called para-bromophenol. Right, plus right here in now here you should take 2 moles. Therefore here ortho position hydrogen will be there, even para also hydrogen will be there. Bromine no, you can take it Br. Then remove one Br, HBr, one more HBr. So therefore, you will get 2 moles of HBr. This is in less polar solvent. Simple reaction. Then now question is, why the bromine gets substituted at an ortho and para position? Because it is a electrophilic substitution reaction. So therefore, you will get ortho and para-bromophenols. Okay. Next, let us take another bromination. This is very much important, even Y1 question also. Frequently asked Y1 question. Second one. Now, second one is bromine, even phenol reacts with bromine in presence of more polar solvent like water. That is called bromine water. So therefore, phenol reacts with bromine water to form a white precipitate of 2,4,6 tribromophenol. So therefore, here second one is important. Phenol reacts with bromine water, Br2H2O, or more polar solvent. Of course, water is a more polar solvent. Bromine water, more polar solvent to form. It forms a white precipitate, white PPT of 2, 4, 6 tribromophenol. It formed a 2,4,6 tribromophenol immediately. So therefore, now let's see the reaction. Take this is a phenol, right, which is reacts with 3 moles of bromine, right, in presence of water, more polar solvent, we take bromine water. Then in this condition, there are 3 bromine get substituted on ortho, para and one more ortho, plus we get 3 HBr. So this is a 2, 4, 6 tribromophenol, and most important is this is a white PPT. Since it is a white precipitate, this reaction is used in the identification of phenol, right? This reaction it is used in the identification of phenol. How? So take the phenol in a test tube and add bromine, 2 to 3 ml of bromine, that is bromine water. You know, bromine water has this reddish brown color. So this is reddish brown color bromine water. You just add to phenol. Then what happens? There are 2 observations. One, immediately we get 2, 4. Immediately we get, of course, white PPT. This is 2, 4, 6 tribromophenol. That means when phenol and bromine water are mixed, immediately you get a white precipitate which confirms that a given compound is a phenol. And one more observation is here bromine water. This bromine water has, it is a orange red. It is an orange red color bromine colored liquid. Right. When this orange red color liquid added to phenol, it gets discharge. Means bromine loses its color. We call it discharge. Bromine loses its color, that is bromine get discharge. Therefore, 1, bromine loses color, bromine discharge. 2, you will get a white PPT of tribromophenol. So therefore, these 2 are the confirmation test observations to confirm that a given compound is phenol. Right? So therefore, this is important for Viva question.
So right, so chemical properties of phenol. Last class we have started electrophilic substitution reactions of phenol. So in electrophilic substitutions of phenol, so far we have completed nitration of phenol and bromination of phenol over. Next, third chemical property is reaction with zinc dust. Reaction with zinc dust or zinc powder. So now how does phenol reacts with zinc dust? This reaction we have studied in the preparation of benzene, first PUC. See here, phenols reacts with or phenols distilled with zinc dust, it simply forms like benzene. So it is the method of preparation nothing but benzene. Therefore, it is phenol distilled with, take down, it is a phenol. Phenol is distilled with zinc dust. Zinc dust, it forms benzene. So here zinc and oxygen, one oxygen and one zinc, it forms zinc oxide, and the remaining is, it is a benzene. We'll get a benzene plus zinc oxide. So therefore, this is the method of preparation of nothing but benzene. Next, fourth chemical property is oxidation of phenol. Oxidation of phenol. Then here when phenols are treated with or phenols undergo oxidation in the presence of particularly chromic acid. So phenols undergo oxidation in the presence of chromic acid, they form pink or brown colored para benzoquinone. Important, pink or usually brown color para-benzoquinone is formed. So therefore here phenol undergo oxidation. Phenol undergo oxidation in the presence of chromic acid. In the presence of chromic acid, that is H2CrO4 is called chromic acid, to form brown or pink colored para-benzoquinone. Para-benzoquinone is formed. So here this para-benzoquinone is a usually pink color or brown color compound. The same reaction can also be possible when phenol is exposed to atmospheric air. When phenol is exposed to atmospheric air, it undergo oxidation, it again form same para-benzoquinone, that is a pink or brown color compound. Let's see the reaction. So take here phenol. Phenol is treated with chromic acid. It is nothing but oxidation. It undergo oxidation. For oxidation, nascent oxygen is required. We have studied nascent oxygen. I have taken 2 nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen produced by H2CrO4, which is called chromic acid. Chromic acid produces nascent oxygen. Then in presence of chromic acid, this phenol undergo oxidation. It form para-benzoquinone. So here there are 2 oxygen comes in para position with a double bond. So therefore here there is a 1 hydrogen, here also 1 hydrogen. 1 hydrogen, it is 1 more hydrogen plus 1 oxygen, it form water. Then out of 2 oxygen, 1 oxygen here oxidized here, it oxidized this carbon, and 1 more oxygen converted into water. So therefore now this is a para-benzoquinone. This para-benzoquinone is a brown or pink color substance. So therefore now same reaction possible when even phenol is exposed to air. When phenol is exposed to air for long time, it becomes like pink color. It develops pink color or brown color because of formation of para-benzoquinone. Next is 5th one, acetylation of phenol. Acetylation of phenol. So here now similar reaction we have studied in haloalkane topic also. Now what is acetylation of phenol? Here phenol reacts with acid chloride or acid anhydride in the presence of pyridine. It forms corresponding ester. Therefore phenol reacts with acid chloride or acid anhydride. Let us take acid chloride is, I will take acetyl chloride, particular example. Phenol reacts with acetyl chloride, which is nothing but acid chloride, or acid anhydride, I will take acetic anhydride. Right. So therefore phenol treated with acid chloride or acetyl chloride or acetic anhydride in the presence of pyridine. In the presence of pyridine is a weak base, we have studied, right? So in the presence of pyridine, to form it is corresponding ester, that is phenyl acetate is a ester. To form phenyl acetate, it is a one kind of ester. So this reaction is called acetylation of phenol, right? Let's see the reaction. So here phenol should be treated with acid chloride or acid anhydride, right? So take the phenol which should be reacts with acid chloride it is a phenol. I'll take acid chloride, it is acetyl chloride. Right, acetyl chloride in presence of pyridine is a base. In presence of pyridine, come on, tell me. So what is removed? Here 1 chlorine, here is hydrogen, H and Cl. HCl is eliminated. Then you'll get corresponding ester. This group is as it is. Now next is C double bond O CH3. Get attached here. C double bond O, it is CH3. Now this group is called phenyl. It is acetate. So therefore its name is phenyl acetate is a ester plus HCl is formed. This reaction is called acetylation of phenol. Now same reaction also possible in presence of acetic anhydride. By using acetic anhydride also you will get same product. Let us take with acetic anhydride. Take the phenol treated with acetic anhydride. It is a acetic anhydride. You should remember the names. Acetic anhydride. It is also in the presence of pyridine is a base. In presence of pyridine. Now tell me here, 1 hydrogen removed here and break this ester bond. Now this is a positive, it is a negative because oxygen has more electronegativity. Therefore CH3 COO and here is H plus. You will get acetic acid and here CH3 CO. This is a plus. This plus should be attached to O minus. So therefore the same product is formed here. It is a phenyl acetate. Phenyl acetate is the product, but byproduct is changes. Here byproduct is hydrochloric acid, but here byproduct is you will get CH3 COOH, acetic acid, CH3 COOH. So this is a acetylation of phenol. But here one important reaction we have, acetylation of salicylic acid. So make important note, many time question was appeared in board exam. So important, let us see acetylation of salicylic acid. So what is salicylic acid? Already we have studied in the nomenclature. Salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is this. There is a benzene ring, OH and COOH group should be there. That two ortho to each other. This is a salicylic acid. Now let us see acetylation of salicylic acid. So here salicylic acid undergo acetylation, OH, COOH. It is undergo acetylation. In acetylation you can take either acetyl chloride or even you can take acetic anhydride. It is in the presence of pyridine base. I will take acetic anhydride. Even you can take acetyl chloride also, not a problem. Take acetic anhydride. It is in the presence of pyridine base. This pyridine is must. It is a weak base. Come on, tell me what happened here. Acetylation takes place only on this OH hydrogen, but not COOH. So therefore here is a H plus and this is a O minus. Next this break the ester bond. Oxygen is negative and this carbon is positive. Come on, tell me H plus and CH3 COO minus, which form acetic acid, and remaining is now this oxygen attached to COCH3. So therefore the product is this. Now this COH is as it is plus acetic acid is formed as a byproduct. Then here important is name of the product. This is a salicylic acid. Salicylic acid undergo acetylation to form, it is now this group is of course phenyl, it is acetate, but the compound name is, it is common name aspirin. Aspirin, this aspirin is of course it is a antipyretic as well as analgesic drug. So analgesic and antipyretic drug, it means, so this drug used in the to reduce the body temperature and to reduce the body pains. So therefore it is a analgesic as well as antipyretic drug, right? So this is acetylation of phenol. Take down. Right. Right, so this is acetylation. Next property of phenol is, next chemical reaction is Cole-base reaction. So as I told you, in phenol, Cole-base reaction, Reamer-Tiemann reaction, there are two important reactions. So these two reactions frequently appearing questions in different exams. So therefore let us say Cole-base reaction. Cole-base reaction. So what is Cole-base reaction and its chemical equation? Right, now I'll write what is the first statement. Cole-base reaction is here, phenol reacts with carbon dioxide in the presence of aqueous sodium hydroxide. Phenol reacts with carbon dioxide in the presence of aqueous sodium hydroxide at 413 Kelvin temperature, 6 to 7 atm pressure to form sodium salt of salicylic acid, that is sodium salicylate, which is undergo further acidification in the presence of dilute hydrochloric acid to form salicylic acid. It means in Cole-base reaction we are preparing salicylic acid, phenol to salicylic acid. So therefore how phenol get converted into salicylic acid, that is explains Cole-base reaction. So therefore the Cole-base reaction is here, phenol reacts with carbon dioxide, it is also called dry ice. So phenol reacts with carbon dioxide in the presence of aqueous sodium hydroxide at 413 Kelvin temperature also important, 413 Kelvin temperature and 6 to 7 atm pressure, 6 to 7 atmospheric pressure. So to form intermediate, that is phenyl sodium salt of salicylic acid or sodium salicylate, it forms sodium salicylate. This sodium salicylate undergo further acidification reaction with dilute acid to form finally salicylic acid. So therefore which is undergo acidification, nothing but reaction with acid, which is undergo acidification to form salicylic acid. Now this is the statement. So therefore statement also important. So what is the statement? Phenol reacts with carbon dioxide in presence of aqueous sodium hydroxide or that is at 413 Kelvin temperature. Temperature is 413 Kelvin and pressure is 6 to 7 atm atmospheric pressure. To form intermediate is what? Sodium salicylate or sodium salt of salicylic acid. Intermediate is sodium salt of salicylic acid or sodium salicylate, which is undergo acidification, means which is reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form salicylic acid. Okay, let's see what is the sequence of reaction. Now first is take phenol. Phenol reacts with sodium hydroxide. This reaction already we have studied. Take phenol plus aqueous sodium hydroxide. Come on, tell me what happens here. This H plus, right, and OH minus eliminate water and you will get sodium salt of phenol, that is a sodium phenoxide or sodium phenate, right, or sodium phenate plus and here OH minus and H plus, it eliminate water. Now next, so this sodium phenoxide further reacts with carbon dioxide. Here carbon dioxide is electrophile. Students, important, remember it is electrophilic substitution reaction. Now here sodium phenoxide which is reacts with carbon dioxide, right. So this carbon dioxide we know that it is a of course linear, but I will write like this, C double bond O double bond O, but usually its structure is linear. Okay, for our convenience I have written like this. Now there is a one hydrogen here, we know it, ortho position. Not only ortho, all the positions having one hydrogen. So therefore this hydrogen is replaced by what? COO. So therefore this sodium phenoxide reacts with carbon dioxide, it forms C double bond O Na. This is called sodium salt of salicylic acid, or you can write sodium salicylate. Here now this Na, no, this Na will transfer here to CO2, here this carboxylic group, okay, and this H transfer here to here. So mechanism is not required, you just remember the step, it is a step 2. So therefore sodium phenoxide in second step, sodium phenoxide treated with sodium hydroxide at 413 Kelvin temperature, 6 to 7 atm pressure, it forms sodium salicylate or sodium salt of salicylic acid. Now this sodium salt of salicylic acid, sodium salicylate, further undergo acidification. Acidification is nothing but reaction with dilute hydrochloric acid or any dilute acid. Let us take, this is a sodium salicylate, which is treated with dilute hydrochloric acid. This is nothing but acidification. On acidification, this Na is replaced by H plus. So therefore in place of Na you will get H plus. So this is called salicylic acid plus, and Cl minus, here Na plus, you will get NaCl. Now this reaction is called Kolbe reaction. It is important for 3 marks in board exam. The question is like this: what is Kolbe reaction? Explain with an example. So you should write the statement and these 3 steps. I hope you understand. Next, so last reaction of phenol is Reamer-Tiemann reaction. Right? So let us say Reamer-Tiemann reaction.